What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. Now, I know it has been a little bit of time. It's been a couple weeks since I uploaded my last video. Truth be told, I have just been extremely busy. I highly underestimated how much time selling Pokemon cards was really gonna take up. But with the volume we're pushing and the rate of growth that we have going on, it's just keeping me busy all of the time. But I'm gonna be making much better efforts moving forward to try and make sure that I cover something to put out there. And so I know I'm a little bit behind on this one, but we're getting into Absolute Superman, issue number 1 by Jason Aaron, part of DC Comics All In. We're getting a brand new perspective, a brand new story, a brand new look of all the heroes that we love and adore. We started off with Absolute Batman. We saw the world he's in, the hero that he has become, the Dark Knight of this world. Now we get a look, a glimpse into the Man of Steel, who is Kal-El when he never met the Clarks. A man without a fortress, without a family, without these things, who is Absolute Superman. Make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so to start this story off, like any good Superman story, we start on Krypton. This is years ago, 9 million light years away from Earth, a planet ruled by its cities. Advancement of science and ancient law, lab-grown gardens, lava-powered energy plants, and supercapacitors the size of skyscrapers made entirely of sunstone crystal. With the Science League harnessing all the energy of the red sun that they can, the planet itself to fuel all of their so-called progress. The Science League was a Kryptonian ruling class, signified by the red sun upon their chest. Kal-El's parents was not among them. This is what takes us out to the farming fields. We have Laura L, who is out here working, fixing some farming equipment, discussing the current drought that is going on. We learn a little bit about how this place operates. That out here, they pay for the rain. They pay for the cloud seeding, the opportunity to give their crops just that little bit of moisture. But like anything else, this is manipulated. It's been corrupted. The price of the rain continuously going up. It's more than obvious that this planet is becoming a pressure cooker, and mismanaged, this thing could explode. Between its political dynamics and the planet itself being harnessed, the ending was almost inevitable, and this is all mainly because of the class structure. At the pinnacle, the Science League, and at the bottom, you have the labor guilds, more seen as a mark of shame, but they wore it with pride. The children of the sun with the mark upon their chest, that S, representing the people of steel. This is what takes us down to the mines, down to the sunstones. The mine has currently been shut down. That is because of Jor-El, the engineer down here observing what's going on, seeing that this obviously looks very unstable. But when a supervisor or higher ranking individual, he comes in and lets him know that they're gonna open this up, that's when everything goes sideways. The mine begins to rumble, the place begins to shatter, the ground beneath their feet opening up, and the green radiation pouring into the room as Jor-El watches the man that was currently scolding him just vaporized by this radiation. He's barely able to make it out himself, but he also knew what this meant. The towering cities, the wind-swept redlands, the purple farms and crystal forests and great glass mountains. All of Krypton was doomed. This is what takes us to present day in Brazil, on Earth. We have the local populace and a diamond mine, and it's exactly what you expect when you hear something like this. These people were more or less forced into working, even with conditions being unhumane, unlivable, unsurvivable. But at gunpoint, these people were told to go and work. And so when they went down into the mines, what they found is that their work was already done. Carts filled to the brim with diamonds. $200 million worth of carats, more than enough to take care of any debt that these people may have. And while they don't understand, they don't know how this happened, who did this, or if it was some kind of miracle, they know that they're gonna take these diamonds to the surface, they're gonna claim their pay, and they're gonna call it a day. That is what takes us to the previous night. Our young local meeting a new stranger, one that has eyes glowing blue and red. And they have a brief conversation about what's going on, how it's going on, how they're doing, and really just thoughts on life. Now, this is obviously Kal-El, saying that he's seen the wonders of the world, and he's also seen lots of places like this, industries running on the suffering. And so what is truth? And the man tells Kal-El that you know what you are fighting for when you know it. That's what the truth is. But if you have nothing, what is there to fight for? What is there to live for? With Kal-El disappearing into the shadows, we pick back up in present moment. We have the peacemakers that are making one hell of a scene. Right now, they're very angry, trying to figure out how the locals were able to do this. And so as the peacemakers go on and they punish the locals, at the same time, we see an assault, a raid happening at one of the homes. Kal-El should have been on to the next mine by now. He has been running for years all across the planet, from the jungles to the big waters. Everywhere he goes, he has seen the same things. Always misery, always Lazarus. But this time, he's left himself weakened and sun-starved. This is when the artificial intelligence attached to Kal-El's suit wakes him. Waking him from his sleep, he does not hesitate. And we see that this suit is completely different from anything that we have ever seen with his Earth suits. This is definitely a Kryptonian suit. Both the gauntlets and shin guards glowing sun red. It appears that these might be holding solar energy, storing it up, allowing him to access even more power. And the Man of Steel is tired of running. His AI recognizing that, like the other Lazarus Core forces that they have encountered, their weapons and armor incorporate technology not from this galaxy. This beefs them up a little bit, meaning they can take one heck of a punch. They'll live if he punches them. His AI tries to let him know that this is a planet of combustion engines, fanatical religions, thermonuclear weapons. There is never a safe place here, urging him to leave, urging him to finally take off from this planet. Even more than that, his solar energy levels are going deplete, saving as many people as he can. Before he leaves, he is struck down by some kind of lightning. The drones from the Lazarus Core putting him down, holding him in place. As they observe, what they see is that his suit is not only cloaking his face, but it's almost like it's living armor protecting him. With Kal-El in this restraint, being held down, we see him let loose his power, opening up his eyes. A solar explosion comes from him. This knocks all the drones out of the air. As Lazarus begins to drop tanks all around him, they send the entire arsenal in, and Clark is recognizing that this was probably a bad idea. But as he goes to take off, that's when Agent Lois Lane throws on a cuff. The cuffs attached to her. This is the first time that Kal ever meets her. Now, deep in the Nevada desert, we have what looks to be a military base. And in this base, miniaturized cities. Behind a desk, what appears to be Brainiac. And he is seeing the Kryptonian for the very first time. In central Kansas, what we have is the Kent farm, destroyed, disposed of. Nothing but a heaping wreckage of what it once was, of what it should be. And it belongs to Lazarus Core. Jumping us back years ago, we pick up with a young Kal-El, Crypto by his side. You see, Kal-El was no baby when his home was destroyed. He was a young teen, old enough to understand, old enough to see what happens, old enough to remember. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This is hands down one of the most recent, best stories that I have seen so far. Maybe I'm a little bit biased. I love OG Superman. Whether it be Golden Age, Silver Age, Modern, it doesn't matter. I'm a fan of the OG Superman story. but you gotta give it up here. This is one hell of an origin story for Superman, especially considering the state of Earth as it stands in the All-In universe. Krypton being destroyed, he remembers the destruction of his planet. More than that, he comes from the lower class. He understands the classing structure and how it could be detrimental to a society. He witnesses this on Earth. He tries his best to help them out while staying in the shadows, not letting himself be seen. He is what they believe the last Kryptonian, and so the AI's job is to protect him at all costs. Making himself known would put him in grave danger. But even though everything he has endured trying to stay hidden may not be the same Kal-El we know from our universe, the one that we know and love, but there's still that heart of gold, the need to help others. Even when he has nothing, he has no home, no fortress, no family, the heart of the Man of Steel very much beats in his chest. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything that is going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll get you caught up on everything that is going on in the absolute universe. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by donating or joining in the channel membership. The channel membership being much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers with multiple different perks. If you're unable to do this, simply subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it around, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.